What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Combat Sports Media YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about breaking down and possibly even predicting the upcoming Gervonta Davis versus Mario Barrios WBA regular junior welterweight title fight. Now, starting with Mario Barrios, I've been watching him sporadically throughout the years. He's been featured on many, undercards on, pay-per-view shows and whatnot. And I've always looked at him as a prospect. And I got to be honest, at first, meaning a few years back, I didn't really think much of him at all. Even though he was a big guy for the 140-pound weight class, I thought that he got hit way too easily, way too cleanly, way too often. And that's pretty much why I didn't think much of him. It wasn't so much that anything to do with his offense or his toughness or his durability or his will or his conditioning or anything like that. It was just purely the fact that he was just too easy to hit. And the way he would get hit is like really clean. Like he would take 100% of the impact of the shots, and it would just happen all the time throughout the fight. Regardless of what the outcome of those fights would eventually be, that was a big red flag for me. And he obviously did have a glaring defensive issue. Now we fast forward a few years, and I gotta be honest, I didn't see him for at least 2 years. And I did go back and watch some of his recent fights, including his last one with Carl Ryan from Texas, who is not an elite or even world-class fighter by any means, but he is above average. He's he's better than most regional fighters. You know what I mean? Like, he would be considered like good for regional fighter. You know what I mean? So Ryan Carl, he did a great job in that fight against Ryan Carl. And in his other fights, I picked up that his defense is a lot sharper, is a lot more responsible. And I also like the fact that the way he uses his jab. He always worked off the jab, I think, but lately he's better with his jab. He's better at employing it more, and it just in the speed on it is better. It's just more of a smooth punch than it was before. It just and I just like the way he uses it in a more educated manner than he did, let's say, 4 years ago or 3 years ago. So those defensive problems don't seem to be as big, and the way he uses his jab, I like a lot. It's awesome. So, with that being said, he is gonna be a problem for a guy like Gervonta Davis, who, mind you, Mario Barrios, who, in case if you guys don't know, he's almost 6 feet tall. He's listed at 5'10" on BoxRec, but I wouldn't be surprised. He's definitely taller than that. And he has a 71-inch reach. So the fact that, he uses the jab really good, his defense is much better than it was, and he's an extremely tall guy and tough guy. I think he seems like he could take a punch, because I've seen him take punches. So he's got a good chin. He's tough. He's got that Aztec warrior spirit, and he's big as fuck, and he's got a great jab. I like the way he uses it. So he's gonna be a problem for a 5'5.5" Gervonta Davis, who's never even fought at 140, and couldn't it took almost the whole fight for him to put away a completely shot Gamboa in a 135-pound so-called title fight. You know what I mean? So that when I compute these things, And also, Gervonta Davis, up until the knockout was Leo Santa Cruz, he looked like shit. Let's be real, man. The guy, people don't remember how he was looking like before the knockout because the knockout was so abrupt and explosive and highlight reel material. So when you shut off your TV or you leave the arena after watching that fight, you don't remember the whole 6 rounds. You just remember him knocking out Leo Santa Cruz the way he did. But if you think about it, he looked like shit against Leo Santa Cruz, who was like 5'7", 5'8", maybe, and who doesn't nearly have the skills as Mario Barrios does, who doesn't have the punch resistance Mario Barrios does. So Mario Barrios is going to be a problem no matter what for Tank Davis. And let's not get it twisted. Gervonta Davis put on a virtuoso performance against Jose Pedraza back in like 2000, God knows when. All right, that was like a million years ago. But the point is, he showed some great offensive and defensive skills in that fight against a world-class fighter. I'm here to tell you that that's the Gervonta Davis we have here in 2021 is not the same Gervonta Davis we had back in, say, 2015 or 14, whenever the fuck it was when he beat Pedraza for the IBF belt. It's not the same guy. Gervonta has been deteriorating as a fighter since that fight, and it's mainly due to his probably like lack of dedication and lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So he's a guy with just power now. Not just power, but you know, he's not the guy with the awesome defense and the, you know, dynamic offensive skills that we saw in the Pedraza fight. He's been slipping. He's deteriorating as a fighter. He's still got the power, obviously, and that's what he's going to be working with. Just like in the Santa Cruz fight, that's all he had to work with. He had no his defensive reflexes were almost non-existent in that fight. He was just walking him down with a high guard, and I get it. He probably didn't care about what was coming back at him. But the point is, if you're a fighter, you know, like, if you could go about a fight without taking punches, that's exactly what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? He didn't have it in him. He didn't have the skills in him to fight a defensively responsible fight in the Leo Santa Cruz fight because those skills ain't there anymore. That's what you get for fighting subpar opposition for 10 fucking years straight. Now, anyway, I'm going to make a prediction, and the more I think about it, is the more I realize that Gervonta Davis is probably fucked. You know, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Mario Barrios is going to win because, you know, based off of Gervonta's last fight, if Leo was just a little more durable and wasn't just so stupid, pretty much, he could have won a decision. Mario Barrios, he's a lot more durable than Leo Santa Cruz. He's a lot more bigger, and he has better skills. So it's not like Tank is going to be able to beat down on 4 rounds and all of a sudden just save the day with an explosive knockout all of a sudden. You know what I mean? I don't see that happening. And the guy is too durable and too strong and too tough for that, and just flat out good. So yeah, I guess I'm picking Mario Barrios to defend and retain his so-called WBA regular title. Oh, and by the way, that's not a real title because he won it. It was vacant when he won it against Batir Akhmedov. I don't even know who that is. And I checked on BoxRec to see if he beat anybody of note, and I don't know anybody that Batir Akhmedov beat. I don't even know Batir Akhmedov. So I don't even know anybody that he beat. And that's the guy that Barrios fought for this vacant so-called World WBA Junior Welterweight title. Now, as far as like like the logic behind this fight. I don't get it at all. I don't understand it. There's no storyline behind it or anything. It's not like these guys were on a collision course or anything like that ever. They've never even fought in the same division. There was no like intrigue or any demand for this fight. But when you just look at the fight itself, even though the matchup doesn't make any sense at all, the matchup itself is pretty intriguing, you know. And I just wanted to put that out there. So yeah, there you have it. That was my preview, breakdown and prediction video for Gervonta Davis versus Mario Barrios. And please don't use these videos for betting. I don't advise you to. It's just strictly for entertainment purposes. But you know, you do what you want. It's a free country. Still, as of now, you know. But yeah, man. Peace out.